my research area focuses on battery and graphene. So currently, I'm working on lithium sulfur and lithium ion battery technologies, and I'm also working on a project in collaboration with a company named Tensor. So I work on that as well. So this is where my that's my research area. So and my eventual career goal after graduation is to go into the automobile or the process industries. I don't have any intention of getting into a PhD program, so I want to graduate with an MS and transition into industry. So I want to work for a few years over here in US as long as I can, and then probably go back to India and start something of my own. So yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. And so since I've just started my second year and I'll be graduating next summer, so I'm basically looking for advice on how to proceed with the job search and the market right now,
Right.
and what would be so basically what would be your advice related to that.
Yeah. So, I looked at your CV and it looks good to me, to be honest with you. I think it's a good CV. I'm Since you're gonna be doing research, so you may have some, maybe you may get a chance to publish some of that work too, I believe. So
Yeah.
that's a good thing. So that's gonna add there too. I see you have a Six Sigma black belt. Is that you get it over here or where? Where did you get that?
Yeah, so I got it from Cornell. So, but it's certified by the official licensing body. So we have to do a project. So we have a course related to
Do you have
Six
a black
Sigma.
belt or a green belt?
Black belt, black belt.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that's the right thing to do. That's a good thing that you have done that.
Yeah.
And that will help you a lot. So, to be honest with you, if I look at your CV and if everything goes fine, um, and I'm thinking of immigration and everything also, and you're talking about next year, so let's speculate everything will calm down and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
I think you would be a good person to work for any electric battery related companies and so forth. That would be so my as what I'm saying is that would be the best place for me to apply if I have that CV, and I don't see a trouble that why you should not be able to get that. Only thing I'm thinking is where could be an issue is, or sorry, not issue, like how you can make it better if you can get an internship. But I guess that ship is sailed because you don't get time now, right?
Yeah. Because I had something in my hand, because of COVID, it just got cancelled.
Right, right. So only
And
thing I'm thinking, like, because I know few people who are doing their internship at Tesla. I would
yeah,
say if you had something like that, that would definitely increase your chances quite a lot,
yeah,
for sure. Yeah. But let me look at your questions also. So, um, and it seems like you will be interested in doing the work you are doing, like continuing that sort of a work, right?
yeah, that's correct.
That's so and so I think your CV is good. So I'm gonna just look at your resume. As I said, you will have publications, so that add more value to it. So that's good. Six Sigma certification definitely is like a plus point, no doubt.
Yeah.
And what areas can you improve on? I mean, to be honest with you, as a master student, I don't see that you can do quite much or quite a lot here because you have limited time also. So I think only thing I would say, just focus on your thesis. And one thing I will tell you for sure. If let's say and I'm assuming everybody wants to work in Tesla and you probably want to work there too. One of the biggest focus of all the companies like Tesla or any companies like that is um, they put a lot of value in GPA, a lot of value. So make sure that your GPA is not being affected by your any work you are doing, whether research or something.
Yeah.
They put a lot of value there, especially as a master student. I think GPA carries a lot of weight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. True.
make sure you don't do that. Another thing I would say is for you to right time for you to start a job, I would say, let's say you submit your thesis in summer. um, I mean, you want to delay your OPT as much as you can. Um, so most of the entry level jobs, I would say, they come because of the time people graduate in spring. They come usually around January, February timeframe, whether
Okay.
it's all including like, Intel or any company. Those are the time frame most of the entry level jobs are, you will
Yeah,
see.
because I was just going through some company's profile, and there's nothing for 2021 at least right now.
No, it's
But the
not going
good,
to be there. It's good. I
yeah,
mean, right now the situation is also very dicey because elections
true, yeah,
and then many other things. So I don't expect anything. But if you look at the trend, most of the opening start, I would say entry level openings usually come in like January, February time frame, like interviews and all that. January, February.
yeah,
So you might see after election probably. But again, it's
yeah,
COVID, so many things have changed also.
true, yeah, that's true.
So you never know. But one of the thing I would also suggest you is a lot of the companies are having a strict requirement about visas and all that. Like you will
Yeah,
find that especially this is a big problem now with the core sector. So you will not have a lot of choices also. Unlike
yeah,
like people who have computer science and all that, you will see them
yeah, that's
being
true.
more
Yeah,
versatile and doing a lot of things. So just keep that in mind as um, in core sector, um, there you may find that that come out as a problem. So
okay.
how would you address that? Just prepare for something, because right now that is one of the biggest issue. But as I said, OPT is always a good thing to have. So
Yeah, and
you can essentially work for 3 years, I believe, right?
yeah, it's free, and I can actually delay my graduation till December of next year. So that's
That
a good.
depends on whether you get a job or not.
True. Yeah,
Yeah, right.
yeah,
So you don't want to delay it if you are getting a job, because 2 year masters is more than enough.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And hopefully, if you are not paying from your pocket, then I guess it's okay to delay. But if you are paying from your pocket, I won't suggest it to anybody,
Okay.
because places like Cornell, they don't give scholarships for masters
Yeah,
most of the time.
not at all. Yeah,
And usually it's not cheap to study there. And how should I network and all that? So, as I said, contact Cornell alumni and all that, and that would be probably the right thing to do. But um, I guess if you want to do more targeted approach, I would say uh, sort out all those companies. Like the companies that come to my mind is probably Tesla, Rivan. Um,
QuantumScape, Protera,
yeah, yeah,
BYD.
yeah.
Yeah,
But most of these companies also are startups. So I'm talking about the big
yeah,
ones. So where there is, and then also look up. So let's say you go to LinkedIn and you say, Tesla. Again, as an example, I'm taking because that's the obvious one. And then also Google, like, who are the people who are there from Cornell, connect with them. Those will be your best bet, to be honest.
yeah,
uh, Plus, if you know someone from your lab who are in those places, whether they are PhDs or masters, that would be, you know like,
yeah.
right
True.
straight away. Yeah. So, as I said, those would be the best bet. um, but right now, as I said, I don't want to speculate anything, like what will happen. I don't know, because what can happen. But all I would say is, if let's say it happens to you, is you may have to delay a graduation or something, that let's say it comes out to that point, I would strongly suggest you to also look for internship in that January, February timeframe,
Okay.
especially the companies whom you would like to work, because it's worth to wait them. And
Yeah,
then once you, let's say, again, going back to the example, let's say if you go for an internship to these companies, then you can make choices to wrap it pretty quickly.
yeah,
So, don't just focus on jobs based on the situation. You can also look for co-ops if they allow you to do it, or for internships.
yeah. I can apply for a co-op, just that I'll have to have a leave of absence.
Yeah, but
So
then you don't have to worry about extending your OPT and all that
yeah,
crap, right?
true.
So
Yeah.
you can, as I said, that will definitely give you, because I think one of the thing only that is missing in your resume is some sort of a industrial experience in US.
Yeah.
So other than that, I think it's it's it should be okay. But you know, if you are very confident, clear about that, and also one of the thing I would also tell you is, if you find or if you look for jobs in Canada, that may not be a bad idea to
Okay.
keep that
I
option
didn't think
open.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah,
keep
I
that
haven't
option
thought
open.
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, like I have spoken to a couple of students who did that and found job in Canada, and they are moving there. And I think it's a good thing as of now, because for masters they can immigrate to Canada and settle there, unlike US.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
in US, with a master's degree, and if you are from India, it's almost impossible to have a green card. You will probably will be living in visa for entire life as of now.
Yeah.
That's what the situation is. And so, countries like Canada comes very handy, and there are a lot of companies there who are in working that stream.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another option. Just keep that option open.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that yet. So yeah, that's a good
Again,
point.
because a lot of people, depends on a lot of people. When you talk to them, they're like, no, no, I don't want to go back. I want to work and here, and I don't. So, for them, it comes very quickly. But I think if you have that mindset that I probably want to work here 3 4 years and probably go back, if that this is what you're thinking,
Yeah.
that's fine too, because you can use your OPT. You don't probably care too much about visa at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fine too. But because that will allow also, probably if you have loan or something, that will allow you to pay your loan and all that too. But
So
other than that, I would say everything looks fine to me. I don't have too much input here. Where should I network? Okay, I answered that. Okay, go ahead now. What other questions we have?
yeah, so based on your experience and you speaking with other students, what do you think are the other areas that I can improve upon? Because I have 1 year, I can actually work on some other skills as well, which are more industry relevant or something of that sort.
One of the advice I give to students, especially if you're a master student, to be more versatile.
Yeah.
For example, I spoke to one of student from Cornell, probably 2 3 weeks back, I guess. But my advice is, if you get try to and if you get a chance, and if you are paying for that anyway, and if you are have to take courses, if it and your department allows it, try to take some courses in engineering management, because
Yeah.
those courses comes very very handy, and you get you are somewhere in between, because as a master student, I don't think the best of your value comes out if you started work as an R&D, because you can't grow too much there since you don't have a PhD. But if you are a master student, and if you have a little bit of a business background, either by doing an MBA, or if you have some courses that you have taken in your masters, those are very helpful,
Yeah.
because the whole idea for you is to become more versatile and do a lot of
Yeah.
things, and can move around, and unlike PhDs, who are very focused.
Yeah.
So that's what I would suggest you, like look for that sort of, like, for as I said, you for you doing the Six Sigma certification is the right thing to do, some in the similar sense I'm talking saying.
Sure.
Yeah, that for you to have some courses on engineering management would be helpful, because that might teach you something about program management, how to carry that out and things like that, and because you probably end up doing some of those work too anyway.
Yeah. I'm actually doing a course related to project management right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. So if you're doing that, that's I would say that's the right thing to do, because that would diversify your portfolio too, because I would say If you next day, if you decide to go for a job, then you just don't you can't you not only can pitch in like, I am the work person who can work in your R&D lab, but also I can work for this like manufacturing because I have a Six Sigma background and I know, mm, you know how to work in that environment and make decisions based on Six Sigma. uh, then you can also say, if there are jobs on project management, is like, I know how to communicate, work, and make sure the project is a success and so forth. So this will increase your chances of finding a job. That's all I'm thinking. And also then, this will also open not only just a company, but B, C, D. Then you can work for Tesla, you can work for Haynes Ketchup
Yeah,
or any company. That's what I'm saying in
because
that terms.
some of the battery companies which have government contracts, because of the ITAR regulations, they some of them are restricted to hire international students. So it's a
Yeah.
pretty small market,
No,
you
that's
know.
true. Yeah, yeah. So, that also has come out now is that many subcontractors, I would say. For example, Lockheed is a big defense company, right? But we
Yeah,
don't do anything. We basically subcontract out a lot of work. So the people who do those work are the people who usually hire um,
international
international
students.
students or H1 visas. But there was an executive order, I think 2 months back or something, where it was like, if you're using federal money, you can't do that. So,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So, that's the reason I told you is being more diversified would help you. So keep that in your mind that, especially, I talk to a lot of students who have degree in aerospace. I mean, those
Yeah,
are the worst one to be
yeah,
honest,
yeah.
because really you can't do anything.
It's true.
Absolutely, you can't use your degree at all. So in your case, I would say, um, try to open up more about whatever you can do in that sense. And if you are able to find something in the company of your choice, or the work you have done with your research, that's good. But the good thing is, like, in your case, I would say, uh, the automotive companies still hire internationals, and so, like, Tesla's
Yeah,
and other companies like GM and Nissan and this and that, they still hire international students. So they will be not like aerospace type company. So
true.
what I'm saying is, in your case, the situation is, I don't think is that bad. And aerospace is anyway going through a tough time, unlike automotive. People are still buying cars, but nobody's
Yeah,
flying. So hopefully things will be fine. Yeah.
yeah,
But I think you're doing all the right thing, if you ask me now. Yeah, all the right thing. So unless until rest is up to the situation, what will happen at the time. But I think your track is perfect.
okay. And for networking, I should just the best bet would be to just connect with the
Yeah,
Cornell
as I
Allens.
said, you have, so I will give an example of LinkedIn, right? You have like people whom you connect, like what they call it, connect one connection, and then two and three, right?
Yeah,
So, one is the best one,
yeah, true.
right? And who will be those ones? Like people whom you have met, whom are your colleagues, who will be probably graduated from your department, from your
Yeah,
lab, from Cornell. So rely more on them.
yeah,
And I'm pretty sure that you will find people in Cornell who are working in GM.
sure.
Those will be your first bet. You will find people in Cornell who are working in Tesla. Those will be your first bet. So try to get them connected as soon as possible, because they can also tell you about when the internship is coming, if there is an opening in their area, and so forth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.